different task, but it's like the same. And I would say I'm study law. I handle with this question and this topic a lot. And I wouldn't say it's that easy to say I want or I want not. I'm the opinion you have to get at first of all a constitutional proceed.
Wow. I'm just amazed how you guys are bilingual over there.
Yeah, but my English is a little bit crusty. I would say small talk is better.
Your English is amazing, dude. I'm gonna be so for real. Like it's
really good. Here from the second class. Like the second class, you have to learn English in school. Everyone. Doesn't depend of you. In Germany, you have a school system with 3 degrees, like Hauptschule, Realschule, Gymnasium. Gymnasium is like a high school. So when you get it, you are able to go to college. The other one are able to go to work, and it doesn't matter. In all schools, you have to do English to the end.
Yeah.
And when you go to the gymnasium, to the high school, you have also do a second language, like French, Spain, Latin. It depends on which school you're going, but you have to do two languages. Yeah.
Okay, that's really cool, man. I feel like that's actually amazing too.
SV, how old are you? Where are you from?
Yes. 35 from America.
What state?
California.
Okay. Which one to say?
Well, I wanted to engage with this German fellow a little bit because he sounds interesting.
Well, first of all, how do you identify politically, sir?
Masculine.
Politically?
No, politically,
masculine?
not like.
Like,
are you left, right, center?
I mean, technically, I think I would be somewhere around like anarchist, to be honest with you, but
you don't like the government.
Yeah, but I mean, if I had to choose one, I would say I'm like closer to the right wing, but that doesn't really seem to mean much these days because everybody is confused.
You said which kind?
I mean, yeah,
libertarian or
I know this is going to sound weird, but like
somewhere between the individual or
somewhere between like anarcho-capitalist and anarcho-monarchist, I would say somewhere in there.
What does that mean?
Yeah, okay.
He wants a monarch. Yeah. He wants a monarch, like someone.
He wants a monarch, but also he wants no state. When he is,
he wants
anarchy, but
monarch.
It doesn't make any sense at all.
I guess he might have been an anarchist.
It's kind of like this. Like it depends. Here's the real deciding line: is like, do we want to have technology go on forever, or do we not want technology to go on forever? I think that's really the hardest question to answer.
Well, but I wouldn't say that's the only answer. Is the libertarian anarcho-capitalismus, like the what means Austria? The Austrian. You're also a follower of the Austrian teaching of the Austrian school.
I mean, I can kind of dig what they're saying. Like, I'm more of like a newer version of that, but like a Rothbard or Hoppe or something like that. But
bro, I would say I'm also neoliberal and I'm a very big capitalist. But when somebody tells me he thinks the system of the Austrian school is a good working system, a good idea, it's like for me discussing with a socialist. It's a system that only would work in a dream world.
Well, I look at it like analysis. I look at it more like analysis more than I look at it like a functional system. So I just look at it from an analysis perspective. So.
Okay.
Same thing with socialism, like communism and stuff. Like, I don't think communism works, but I do think that they have a good way of like analyzing capitalism, if that makes sense.
Yeah, for sure. The best way. They have the best way to analyze this, for sure. That's right. Yeah.
Okay, so I'm guessing you're more right-leaning because right-leaning people don't like big government. They like limited government. So that's why, because you're an anarchist,
so,
of course.
Well, here's the thing is like, I think if we're going to have a state, we should have some say over it. But I think the best thing would be if you didn't have a state on everybody's neck But here's the problem is that people are immoral, and so people have to be dealt with, right? And nobody wants responsibility for that. So in that case, there always will be something like a state. And I think that the goal is as people get more moral, you would want to wean people off the state into like more of like an insurance style system, right? Where you get rewarded for being good and you get punished for being bad, right? And I think that's kind of
what
the
do you mean
I have a
more moral?
question.
That doesn't make sense.
I have a question for SV real quick. So, do you think the money like that we pay in taxes should go back to us as a people?
I mean, yeah, in general, but I don't think that that's easy.
Programs?
I think that yes, I do, but I think that the problem with the state is that you don't really have any say in it anyways. So a lot of us like to pretend like we can vote and get something back for our money, but we can't.
Well,
you know?
to be fair, that's your own issue. Like it's more of a state level, local issue. Like local politics is more important than national politics for most people. You are more impacted by your city and your state politics and like your policies there than like whatever the federal government says.
Well, but this is why I get lumped in with the right, because one of the reasons I'm against immigration at the level we're doing it is because it makes it harder to organize people on like sensible things, because then everybody's just arguing for like what they want for their people rather than what's best for everybody, right?
What do you mean?
I partly agree with that for one reason. It's
organize what around what?
No, it's a sense of like the immigrants who are doing crimes and stuff, we're using too many resources to capture like all immigrants in total instead of focusing on like bad immigrants.
Right. It's not that I'm against them as people or anything. I'm just saying like people have different beliefs and wants if they're from the same place. Like I'm from a very particular place, right?
No, that's not true. I have my beliefs and my wants are more similar to Europeans and Germans and Spanish people than they are to people from Alabama. Okay, I'm more politically similar to a European person than someone who's American.
Are you European? Are you of European descent?
No, I don't have to be. We're talking about political ideology here.
And you would say you are like you like the Spanish political?
All I'm saying is that what the guy's saying is very weird to me, because it just sounds strange. Because you're saying that you want people to be of a similar wants and needs of you, as if that has to do with like a genealogy or like your race or your ethnicity.
Oh, no, not necessarily. I think that is one criteria that people might think of, but it's probably not the best criteria. But what I'm saying is that definitely if you put a bunch of people from all over the world that speak different languages, have different cultures, in general, it's going to be hard to get these people to have the same values, right?
What do you mean values? The only value that we need them to accept in this country is the civic values, like democracy. Freedom. You don't need to.
I don't know about that.
So you don't need to be accepted into America, and like all of a sudden, like I don't know. There's no like shared. Even in America, there's no shared set of values that we have here. Like, what are you talking? What values are you talking about?
Well, I mean, where do you want to start? I mean, there's family values, there's cultural values,
okay,
there's
family
economic values.
What does that even mean? What are family values? There's families everywhere, all over the world. What makes family values unique in America?
Have you been to other countries and see how they raise their families?
Yes, I have.
Okay, and do you want to raise your kid, or do you want to see people raised in this country exactly the same as other countries?
No, I don't want to live in a country where everyone's raised the same. No.
Yeah, but what I'm saying is, do you want everyone? Have you ever been to a country where where kids are raised terribly?
That's a subjective thing to say. I don't care. Look, if I think someone's raising their kids in a way that I disagree with, then like obviously I'm going to disagree with them. But I'm not going to be
sure, but if you don't even speak the
here.
same language as them and don't
have the same
connection
to
to them, it's hard to call them out. Right?
May I interrupt?
It just doesn't matter if they don't speak the same language or don't raise a family the same way that I would. Okay, that's a very closed-minded, conservative way to think.
May I interrupt?
Sure.
This discussion, this debate it's also very big in Europe, especially in Germany. Like similar values, and I know the first question at all is, what are these values? What are we exactly talking about? But I understand what point he is trying to making. For example, the problem for many people in Germany is that immigration, especially from Muslim countries, for example, led to the problem that there are people coming to Germany with other values, other expectations in the family. At example, the role of the woman. Which right have a woman? So, and I understand the point he's trying to make well, for sure, the main thing is, is somebody agreeing with a democratic system, with the law in the country? But I wouldn't say that's everything needed to function a very good integration. It's not everything what needed. When somebody tolerate, here's a democratic system, maybe he also go to vote, but he say his women are not a safe. That's a problem. That's an expectation that maybe led to a problem. Maybe led to the problem that people not are able to integrate in the community like other.
I think it's a racist thing to say.
No, I wouldn't say it like in general. It's an example, and for sure,
Islam is not a race. Islam is not a race, by the way. So.
And I would say it's very difficult for me as a Muslim to be racist about.
It's still a xenophobic thing to say.
Wait, Yas,
I wouldn't say so. I wouldn't say so. Yeah, I'm a Muslim.
Oh shit! Why?
Why?
Yeah, why?
Why are you asking why?
Because yeah, it's fine. It's fine.
Okay, well,
I'm able to answer.
You're just making a claim that
it's okay. But I know, I understand it, Burning.
Well, that's very close-minded of you.
Let's let Yasan talk.
You're right. I would
because Yasan, you're a Muslim, and you're saying, hold on, you're saying you're a Muslim, and you're saying that you have a problem with Muslim immigrants. I think that's interesting. I want to.
No, that's not. No. It's not that easy.
Oh, not a problem, but you have feelings about it. I want to hear your feelings.
Yeah, I want to display the discussion in Germany. I didn't say that's the fact, or it's like that, or it's my opinion. I want to support you to take example as from a German discussion, actual German discussion that happened, to explain the point you're trying to make that not only when you tolerate the democratic system of a country, that's the only value needed to have a peaceful community. And for Dutch, why I'm a Muslim, first of all, because I, like the most people in religion, I was born and raised in a Muslim family, and because I believe of most of parts of them. It's an issue for you, or?
No, I'm just Roman Catholic.
Yeah, Dutch, you're not understanding the hypocrisy of what you're saying, okay?
Because I was just curious.
Excuse you, don't interrupt me. Because what is happening here is that most people know that religion is environmentally and socially conditioned. It's a predictor of what your religious beliefs are. You can't entirely blame someone for their religious upbringing. I mean, you can criticize their ideology too, but like, if you ask someone, why are you Muslim? Well, it's probably because he grew up in a Muslim household. He grew up somewhere where it's
burning.
So
I would also like how he pronounced the question. I would also assume it's more negative, but he wasn't go that far. So I'm not. That's also, I don't want to offend you, but it's also for me often a problem with left people in Germany, that they go like in the supporter role and in the teacher role and explain to people why that is problematic to say, and why is that you can't say that or assume that. But I can speak for myself, and the why wasn't that far to interrupt like that. It's okay. For me, it's a totally okay question. it depends what he gonna add after. So
Well,
only to ask why is not a problem.
Yeah, I mean, obviously, it's not inherently bad to ask why. Just don't be Islamophobic about it. Okay.
Can I ask Yasan a few questions?
Here's the thing, like, you can be curious all you want, but just don't like be racist or xenophobic.
Yeah, for sure. That's right.
Or like
right.
Islamophobic about it.
Right.
Yeah, that's right. But you can't not assume it only by the why. That's my point. It's right. But he doesn't go that far. So it's
he wanted to go that far. He wanted to.
Yeah, I don't know. I wouldn't assume it like that.
Well, you're not American.
Well, we have to.
Yeah,
heal
maybe.
But
I'm a Muslim, and he asked me. So
we have to heal. We have to heal eventually. So sometimes boys need to rough it out sometimes, right?
Okay, so, I know exactly how.
I'm curious. Just because I've never heard the term Islamophobic, would saying I believe your prophet is false and he was a pedophile, is that Islamophobic?
I know exactly.
No.
I'm not asking. I'm asking Yasin. I'm asking.
I also know. Burning. I speak for myself. I also know the strategy. It's not only Islamophobic. It's not only a German issue. When we want to talk about religion, the claim that you made, Dutch, right now, it isn't Islamophobic. It isn't Islamophobic at all. It isn't Islamophobic. I wouldn't support this opinion. I wouldn't go that far to say I'm sharing your opinion, but it isn't Islamophobic that to say that Muhammad was a false prophet for somebody who was a Christian, and also to say I wouldn't say that. I also say that's a very wrong terming, because it's not that easy. But it's not in general Islamophobic to say it like that. No.
Okay, if it's not that easy, justify it.
Sir, this is not a live about religion.
Yeah. I don't. Excuse me, Dutch. I try to support you and to say it's not that difficult. But now you make it me difficult. Why I'm in a situation to have to justify anything? Why I have to justify it?
So we're not gonna do that in my live.
Yeah.
I'm the host. This is my live. Okay. This is about conservatives being disgusting pigs.
Oh, I'm conservative.
I don't care. So we're here to address the prompt. Okay. So
okay.
I could
disgusting pig.
Don't interrupt me when I'm talking, sir. So we could easily just say that Mary was a little girl, prepubescent girl, marrying a grown man called Joseph. But you don't want to go there.
Yes, but they never had sex. Mary was
the Roman Catholic believes so. The Evangelion people not. That's not the Roman Catholic
child marriage.
Yeah, and the Roman Catholic belief they don't do the act. That's right, but not every Christian believes that. The second major Christian group, the Protestants, the Evangelis, believe
Protestants are retards who somehow got a microphone they should have never.
I'm not that good in English, but I'm not a retard, and I don't know why you got.
I'm not calling you a retard. I'm not calling you a retard.
No, we're not going to use that. We're not going to use that.
Your bio literally says
hey Dutch, can I use some friendly advice? Maybe just cool it by like 90% and just take it one step.
That word, sir. Okay, you can get offended all you want. And by the way, I don't even support Protestants, but they're like most of the Christians in this country, in America.
Hey, what's going on, Des?
So, I know you like to feel special, Dutch, by trying to like elevate Catholics.
And good.
What?
No, I wanted to ask you to send a few questions before this goes off the rails, if you don't mind.
Well, you can ask one, but we need to move on because Greg wants to talk.
Yeah, I just wanted to ask him really briefly because you're a Muslim, you live in Germany, and you don't have to say where you're from, but what's your feeling about it? Because now you consider yourself a German rather than wherever it is that you came from, right? So
yeah, that's not easy.
Do you find with all the history of Germany and Europe and everything that people in Germany feel themselves superior to other people, or do you think that they just want to live in harmony with the people around them?
The second one. I wouldn't say that they are not very, it's not a minor group. There are a lot of people who are thinking they are superior, but I would say the most of the German people especially before 2015, the climate in the society changed a lot since then. Especially before that, it wasn't a matter. It wasn't a matter. It was everything fine for the most of the people. They are
here in America too.
Yeah,
everything was fine before Donald Trump came in.
Yeah, but prove me wrong. But I would say there was data that since Obama there was beginning a very different climate in the society, and Trump used it a lot. Trump make it even worse. But I mean, since Obama it begins.
Okay, well, maybe in Germany, but in America at least.
Most people, I mean in the States. I mean data.
Well, most Americans agree that before Trump, you can ask a lot of them, it was like they felt, a lot of people today, at least in America, feel nostalgia for like 2015, 2016. And then they feel like everything went downhill after that.
But the thing is, like with Obama and stuff, like I didn't even really dislike Obama that much, although I didn't really like him either because I thought he was just a corporate shill. But but generally speaking, like I see what he's saying as far as that, because I think the thing is that they started really ramping up this like racial tension during the Obama era, and then
how did
Trump
they
was
do
a reactionary to that.
How did they do that?
I mean, I don't know how old you are, so maybe you didn't experience it the way that
Can you explain to me how Obama like inflamed racial tensions?
Well, I'm not saying he himself did, but that era.
It wasn't Obama. That was what the statement I did make. It wasn't by Obama or by the administration, but at that time something changed in the society in the United States. It's not like
of course.
You also need a fundament that somebody like Donald Trump can be voted. Yeah, so
of course there was a shift because Obama was the first black president, and we never had a black president before.
Yeah. But it was not his fault.
Hate black people. Okay, they all
he
hate
was
black
mixed.
people.
He was biracial.
Conservatives literally thought the guy was born in Kenya because they were so racist against Obama. Not only that, they literally got so mad at Obama and keep calling him a monkey and gorilla. They even posted recently that he's a monkey.
Yeah, Trump.
These people are the most racist people, like conservatives.
Which president freed the slaves?
Lincoln.
A liberal president.
No, he was a Republican president.
Okay, so wait. You think Republicans were conservative?
They are conservative. Republican and conservative are the same thing.
But one question.
No, that's not true, actually.
One question. After that, I will shut up. As a German, one question.
The parties flipped? Did you know that?
Yeah, that's exactly what I want to try to say. You would say that the Republican Party, not like 200 years ago, the Republican parties in like 10 years ago, you would say it's the same like now?
Well, I wouldn't say it's the same like that, but I wasn't alive fucking 200 years ago.
Yeah, but in the last 10 years. No, I ask you about the last 10 years. Before Donald Trump took office.
Do you think I cared for the last 10 years, dude? Do you think I cared? I'm a young adult. Like, I didn't care for the last 10 years.
Yeah, but then your statement they don't make any sense.
How does it not make any sense?
When you're telling about Abraham Lincoln as an example for it, that the conservative or the Republicans are not that you're trying to try to frame. And I ask you, if the party was the same party only like 10 years ago, and you get an example like from 200 years ago, that's making your statement not fixed.
Well, Yasin, you've been in America for a while. Do you think that this picture on the screen?
I wasn't. I only watched from Europe.
See, he's a European. He's not even in his own field.
I know you can hear it.
Excuse you, Greg. We're not going to attack Europeans like that.
I'm not going to attack Europeans, but he has no right to be on the side of the American politics if he's a European.
He can talk about it.
Yeah, he doesn't have any perspectives.
Yeah, he has no perspective on the American politics.
But why?
But why?
Because you haven't been impacted by it directly.
Wait. when I can
well,
do
to be
that.
fair, the
wait,
whole world is.
Wait.
You've been talking most of this panel.
Yeah,
anyway.
I know.
It's
for real,
time
I
for
shut
other
up.
people to speak.
For real,
You've literally been
up.
talking the entire
For
time.
real, after the statement, I shut up.
Dude, you've been
close the mic. I close the mouth.
Why are you guys being
point,
rude? You guys want to be rude.
The last point. When I'm not allowed to make a statement or to discuss about US politics because I'm European, why JD Vance is allowed to go to the Munich conference last year and tell the European how to do politics in our countries?
Bro, you're not JD Vance.
Okay.
Yeah, no, that's not the point.
Why do you guys want to disrupt hold on. Let me say this to these guys. Why do you guys want to disrupt? Like, if you want to participate, just participate. You don't need to be women, and that's not even fair to say, but you don't need to be like, feminine and come in here and like try to control the.
Why are you saying women are feminine like that? What is the point of saying that?
Wow, bro. So you're gonna get on my ass for being like you have no political view on it, but you just like pulled out some sexism. Like,
but
what?
I know my English
Bro,
is not
I
that
get
good.
you. This
I
dude
don't.
Yeah,
well, men and women communicate differently. I'm assuming their gender. I'm assuming their gender is male, so maybe that's wrong.
I just don't like the sexism in the live right now. And so I want to like.
I mean, what do you like? Let's be honest here.
Honestly,
you don't like very much.
Honestly,
no,
Bernie,
I just don't like the sexism in my life.
Honestly, Bernie,
you need to not do it. Thank you very much.
Well, that's very feminine of you too.
Watch your language and your tone. Okay. Not only that,
the tone police over here now,
sir. Not only that, sir. By the way, Greg, you have a big mouth. Stop talking.
Why are you assuming my gender? By the way, aren't you kind of being misogynistic right now? I might be a woman.
Are you a woman?
Well, you're assuming, aren't you?
Yeah, he is a woman.
But are you a woman?
He sounds like a woman.
I don't feel like I need to answer that question because I feel unsafe.
Wait, so why are you attacking me for assuming if you're not going to tell me your gender?
He is a woman.
You're attacking me for me.
There's the liberal problem.
For talking about the way that women communicate.
Okay, so here's the thing. Here's the thing. I'm just not going to accept sexism in my life. Okay, so you can stop with that.
Well, if I'm a woman, then I have the right to.
You can
comment on it,
sir. No, you can't. You can't say that.
He is a woman.
You cannot just be like, I can be sexist because I'm a woman. That's not how it works. You can't be sexist ever, no matter what gender you are.
Do you think minorities can be racist?
So, I think all people can be racist.
Okay,
personally,
then I agree on that.
Structurally, systemic racism is different, but interpersonal racism is everyone can be racist to each other interpersonally.
Yeah, that's right.
But either way, we're here to expose the conservative retardation and poison in America.
I thought you didn't like the. I thought you didn't like the word.
Excuse you. Don't interrupt me, sir. I don't say that word. I say retardation. So we're here to expose their poisonous, perverted ideology that shouldn't be allowed near children either.
Do you know where that word? Do you know where that word originated from?
Don't interrupt me, sir. Clearly, you're conservative yourself.
Like, what are you, the main fucking character? Do you know where the word?
I'm the host of this live, sir.
Do you know where the word
You don't get to interrupt me, sir.
Keep barking.
So, I just wanted to set the ground rules, okay? Just let's try to be respectful. No sexism, racism, xenophobia, Islamophobia, anti-Semitism, homophobia, transphobia, misogyny, sexism. Did I already say those things?
I can agree with you, but isn't the picture on your thing like racist towards white people though?
How's it racist towards white people?
It doesn't say white anywhere. You're reading into it.
The people on the screen look white to me. So
okay, so what about it? What about it is racist?
The white supremacy, like all over it.
What do you mean white? What do you mean? White
like
supremacy?
you have like a swastika. You have
like
a
that is correct.
Again, you have a Confederate flag. You
what
have
is racist
that
about
violent.
It? So what are the racial claims being made here, sir?
It's propaganda. Even just putting it up there, it's propaganda.
Sir, it's not propaganda because this is an accurate representation of the entire conservative South.
So you're saying every single conservative in here.
Okay, that's a logical fallacy, sir. Logical fallacy.
No, that's what you just said. You said this is an accurate.
I'm not saying average. I'm not saying every conservative. I'm saying on average, this is an accurate portrayal. Okay. By the way, you're not going to find a liberal wearing a neo-Nazi pin You're not going to find a liberal wearing a Confederate, waving a Confederate flag on their
you actually might
plantation
because
house.
they like to do false flag. They like to do false flags.
Yeah. So
right?
Give me evidence of that, sir. Give me evidence of that, because I've seen conservatives waving Nazi flags and Confederate flags.
Well, how do you know what's in their heart? They might be liberals setting up conservatives.
Don't run away from that.
You're telling me that they're fake.
Just one.
You're telling me that they're fake, sir. You're telling me that the people in this picture right here and all these pictures are just pretending to be conservatives.
Well, if you hated somebody, hold on. If you hated people, if you hated someone, would you not do that to them?
Sir, answer my question.
If you hated someone, would you not dress up?
The one in the top left is a liberal, by the way.
What's your evidence for that?
What's my evidence for that? Because no normal human would compare Trump or Vance to the Hitler Party.
Okay, that's excuse you, no true Scotsman fallacy. That's not evidence.
See, you say fact over feelings, but like your feelings are butthurt,
excuse you, sir. Give me evidence that the guy in the top left is a liberal, you contard.
I'm a contard. Do you know where the word retard even came from?
Sir, answer the question.
What language did the word retard come from? If you can tell me, I'll answer your question.
From your mama.
You literally have the brain processing power of a conservative. Actually.
And you literally have the gut of so-called conservative.
Every time you people come up here, it's like speaking to a child.
You people?
You guys actually, racist, you guys are disgusting. You guys have actually brain amoebas eating away at your brain processing power. It's actually destroying your neuroplasticity and making you so brain dead. You can't even properly debate. When I show you these photos, you think, oh, they're just fake. They're fake protesters. They're actually liberal.
Fuck niggas, Epstein, fuck niggas, Epstein, fuck niggas, Epstein, fuck niggas.
You actually think that if you went to these demonstrations, that these people are just secretly Kamala Harris voters? Really?
You don't have to vote for Kamala Harris to not like Trump, right?
Okay,
how many parties
Holy strong.
We're talking about just liberals in general. Okay.
How many parties are there?
So, sir, stop being in denial. These people are in your party.
Stop being in denial. It's fact over fiction.
Sir,
is it not?
Stop being in denial. The people in these photos are Trump voters and Trump supporters. Okay? There you go.
Okay.
I know you guys want to deny it because it makes you guys look bad. You don't have to just be honest.
Right, Greg,
just be honest.
Greg, I have a question for you.
Yes, sir.
Do you want to beat the stereotype that this prompt is making out for conservatives?
I'll bring up the prompt again. Hold on.
Do I want to beat the I've already beat the stereotype.
No. Really beat it.
Whoa.
I'll do a. Are you smarter than a grade 5?
Wait. No, put the prompt on. First of all, I'm going to tell you this.
All right, you want to answer this question for me? It's a quick math question. All right.
Quick math question.
All right. What is the square root of -1? Go.
Bro, I don't fucking know. Math
all right, there you go.
Subject.
Stereotype confirmed.
Bro, okay, but
poor, violent, uneducated.
Or bro, you're sitting alive at fucking.
Definitely uneducated.
Where are you from, Greg?
Where am I from?
Yes.
Where do I sound like I'm from?
You sound like a contard. So where are you from?
You're
white. So what are you getting at?
Answer your question.
I'm from New York. I'm from New York.
What part of New York are you from?
Syracuse.
You sound like a contard.
Oh my gosh. Excuse you. Don't interrupt me. I'm the host. Thank you.
So Greg,
this guy's not even grade 6 level of critical thinking.
You don't get to come up here and hijack the
like
lives. So Greg.
What?
Anyway, you're from upstate New York, Syracuse. Okay, that's pretty typical, honestly. Because you people are usually concentrated in upstate.
So you people is a racial term. Well, it's segregation, kind of.
Well,
you people is for retards. That's a classification.
You people, just you people, generally speaking, just for people like you.
For retards
who are on the have a
grade, not even grade 5 level math. But
you'd have to go pretty far for you to do that. No. Yeah, I mean, honestly, I just got tired of going on these people's panels. I usually do it on what do you call it? I'd usually do it on YouTube. So I'm more of a YouTube person. So
you know what's the very funny thing? I would say our opinions are more far away than the last host. I would say I'm near on opinions of the last host than on yours, but the culture of debating, it's like the same in Germany. The debating culture of the left, it sucks. It sucks. It's so annoying. It's so annoying. And like when this, I don't know, Dutch or how it called, when he asked me why I'm Muslim, like this left need to go and be the attorney to defend like the minority and speak for them. I hate it. I hate it. I'm a grown ass man. I can speak for myself.
Yeah, no, I get it. I feel the same way about it here in America. I mean, I think it's not as bad in America as people think in some ways, but it's getting there. It's getting to the European level because in Europe you really can't say anything.
In
honestly,
States, it's. I would say that the debating culture in the States is worse than in Europe. It's also
really
bad.
Wow.
Yeah. It's also bad in Germany, but it's not that worse because it's also of the two-party system. Like you have somebody. It's very easy. It's like the liberals.
It's like less diversity. It's like less diversity.
Yeah. You are pro-Trump, pro-MAGA, or against. So, and that's the discussion.
Yeah.
So, and when you are pro-Trump and I'm against Trump, we can't speak and discuss like normal person. So that's the problem in the States. That's the problem. You don't talk normal.
Well, to be honest with you, like I was honest with what I said before, but I was being a little bit like overly stating my position just because I've been on that panel once before, and you really can't talk to that guy. You know, he's so sensitive. He'll just like correct you on everything. So it just becomes.
And in Germany we say a know better, a besserwisser. It means somebody who thinks he knows everything and knows better than everybody. And is like a teacher, have to explain for everybody, and that sucks. That sucks.
Yeah, it just treats everybody like they treat everybody like they're worse than children, like they're retarded or whatever word.
That's right. Yeah,
they think So it's just kind of insulting, but it is. I do this for one reason. It's mainly to demonstrate that this is the level of like debate that is happening in the country, and like this is why nothing is changing. It's not because
for sure.
Yeah, it's not because there's not solutions to be found. It's because people are actively disabling the opportunities for it to happen.
Yeah, because everyone wants to win the debate and wants to have the right. And when somebody is not my opinion, he's my enemy. That mindset is the problem.
Yeah, I totally agree. And yeah, and so anyways, so I wanted to get back into the thing. So if you don't mind me asking, are you like Persian or Arab or Southeast Asian? Or
I'm also biracial. My mom is from Spain, is European, so I have European family also, but my dad is from Morocco.
Okay, cool. And so they speak French in Morocco? I can't remember. I know Algeria is French. But...
They did, but it's not the official language anymore. No, that's not right. There's two official language. The main language in Morocco is Arabic, but they also have like a French part. They learn French very, very early. I think also like second or first grade in school. And French is a very, very important language in Morocco, but it's not the main language.
Okay. So you have these two different ancestries, but you live in Germany, and I'm guessing your family went there for economic reasons, or am I wrong? Or
give me 1 minute. Sorry.
Sure. Yeah, no problem. And welcome to anybody here in the chat. You're welcome to join. I've never really done a live panel other than maybe once before. So we're doing an experimental panel here because I found this nice person and we couldn't really talk on the other place we were at because it's just too much correction and stuff. So, yeah. So, we're just talking about religion and politics and, we were just talking about religion and politics and but you were watching, so I appreciate you.
Give like 5 minutes more.
Yeah, no problem. Take your time.
Yeah. I'll be right back.
I'm just chilling. Yep, no problem. Let's put a little questionnaire down there or something. What else can I do? I don't like this live setup on what do you call it? TikTok. Not really used to this style here, but we're gonna try to figure it out. Remove background noise. Yeah, sure, let's do that. And hear your voice. Let's see. Hello? Okay. Comment, live highlights, live GIFs. Yeah, I don't know how this stuff works, so we'll figure it out as we go. Get started. For super fans, let's find a nice controversial picture. For super fans, yes, let's see. That's a nice one. Let's see if we have a nice picture for the people. Oh, that's a nice picture. Let's use that one. Your badge name has been approved. Okay, cool. So whoever's here watching, thank you for being here, I guess. Oh, it's probably myself watching. Never mind. So I'll just be here talking to myself. All right, let's see if we can get some more Pizneeples up in here. Let's see, can I add a picture or something, or a bulletin board, or how does this stuff work? Real-time performance. 6 viewers so far. Good connection. DJ Live Academy. What? Let's see. No. Let's see here. Boom, boom, boom. How do we add like a bulletin board or something? Let's see here. Popular Live. Let's see if we can get some more Pizneeples. Let's see. $56. Jesus. Let's see what we got. Yeah, who's my people here on YouTube over here? No one's watching. I love it. Thank you, YouTube people. Hello, Zara Zaza. Please join. We're waiting for our friend to come back here. Oh, shit. Hello, Zara.
Hi.
How are you?
Good. How are you?
What's on your mind this evening?
Nothing.
Yeah, me and my friend here we just met on another panel. We couldn't really hear each other over the shouting and screeching of other people, so we decided to start this one so we can get to it. He just had to step away for a second.
Nice.
Yeah. What part?
You?
Me? 35.
Yeah.
How about you?
You go first.
35.
I'm 26.
And you? 26? You said 26?
Yeah.
Cool.
Yo, I'm gonna just say something real quick. I was just in that live, bro, and you know what that man in Burning just said?
I'm sure it was something not very funny.
No, bro, that man, like, cause they were like talking about Trump, and like I read like an article saying that like the guy's putting that like that this is what I've heard out there that like Trump snitched on Epstein back in 2007, and bro, that Francisco and Burning both went, I'd rather be a pedophile than a snitch.
Interesting.
Bro, who says that shit, dog?
Why a pedophile?
Yeah.
Like who says that shit, bro?
Yeah,
And
I don't want to police you guys, but just try not to say that because this is my first time really doing it live, and I don't want.
Oh, my bad.
You're good. You're good. I mean, I don't really. It doesn't bother me personally. Like, I don't care what anybody says, to be honest with you. But let's just try not to get it taken down like as soon as I started. So
I'm not like that either.
No, I get you. But yeah, no. If he really said that, which I'm honestly wouldn't be surprised. Yeah, I mean, I figure that is kind of
the normal thing for him to say.
Yeah, I mean, people say all kinds of crazy stuff. You know, people say insane stuff all the time. I mean, I've literally heard it all, so nothing really shocks me at this point. I mean,
like I'm conservative, but like the fact that there was like children involved like doesn't sit right with me. Like I don't think it'd sit right with a morally like.
Well, I don't like to joke about it unless it's like, and I really shouldn't joke about it all. But like, if you're gonna do it, like, do it in a way that's like actually against the evil stuff or questioning the narrative in a positive direction.
Yeah, no, 100%. Like I agree with you, but it's the fact that like I said that like I said because they were like Trump hung out with teenage girls, and do you know what defines a teenager?
I mean, anyone under 20, I would assume.
Anyone under 20. So if you say teenager, you could be 18, 19, and at least see, I have a dual citizenship, so at least in Canada, like the age of consent in Canada is 16.
Right.
Which, man, I don't really like. It's like weird to me, but like at the same time, so it's
yeah, people are being imprecise for a reason, and it's because they're dishonest for the most part. Like that's why people don't ever actually like. I was on a live last night, and this guy was saying like, we need more gun control, and I was like, let's get into the principles behind what you're saying. He's like, F the principles. It's about the pain and suffering of people. I was like, well, cars hurt just as many people, and they're like, well, actually. This year, it's more pew-pews than, cars this year. And I was like, okay, so like it's still pretty close, and it's been cars for a long time. So like, should we restrict, the 8 cars? And he's like, well, it's the violence that's the problem. I was like, okay, so you want to, yeah. And I was like, he's like, well, we should raise the limit or the age limit or something. And I was like, okay, should we raise the age limit of like the age of consent to like 25, since that's when we quote unquote scientifically are an adult or something? And he's like, oh, you're obfuscating. I'm like, no, because your principle that you're putting forth has consequences. If you're saying, well, people who are 18 or 19 or 20 don't have the reasoning capabilities to handle a pew-pew, well, certainly they also don't have the the capability to wield their genitalia correctly or anything else, right? I mean, so it's like, if we're going to infantilize people till they're 25 years old or whatever, like, why not just make it a holistic thing? Why make it about this one thing, right? Like, so, and again, I wasn't doing that just to be like a dick. I'm saying like,
It's a fact.
Every argument you have has consequences, right? Like no arguments had in a void, right? And so everybody wants to argue things in a void.
The thing is, when people argue, there's always three sides of it. There's one side, the other side, and the truth, and you'll never hit that middle part.
Right. But at least like be honest about your biases, right? Like we can all, and here's the thing is like, and what me and Yasin were just talking about is like, they've made it where you cannot be honest about your biases. And if you do, you're automatically shut out of the discussion. And it's like, no, you can never get anywhere if that's the case, right?
What is that meaning? Biased.
Bias is like prejudice, like you know, if you're saying like I only like white people or something, like if somebody's afraid to say that, then you'll never actually get to the point of what's being discussed. I'm just using that as an example.
Yeah,
right?
I understand. Yeah.
So at least speak honestly from that position, then everything will make more sense, and you can come to a reasonable conclusion, or you'll say there is no conclusion that's reasonable possible here, right? And at least that's something real that you can walk away with, right?
You know your argument about like guns and cars, well, pew-pews and cars there, because I don't want to get your live restricted.
No, I'm just, I don't know what the rules are. It seems like
I don't
gets enforced,
know
whatever.
the rules.
So.
I just hear people saying pew-pews. So
yeah, I'm just trying to be as careful as possible, just because I don't know exactly. So yeah,
then it's like the same argument as like, what do you think is more dangerous, a shark or a vending machine?
I mean, statistically, the vending machine is more dangerous.
Statistically, the vending machine has killed more people in history than a shark.
Exactly.
Can I ask you that personal question? But you own Pew Pew?
Do I own one?
Yeah, or both of you.
I mean, I'm not going to talk about that on here, but you can assume that the answer is probably one way or the other. Yeah. So just because I don't know who's watching or whatever. So, but yeah, you. It's not that I'm not supposed to, but I'm just saying, like, you know, I don't want to. I don't know what. I don't know who's like. I'm very suspicious about TikTok because I've seen some weird things on.
No, it's right. It's right.
But yeah, I definitely don't think there's anything wrong with owning it as an object. You know, so that should give you an idea. Like, I think it's like one of those things. Like, I am pro Second Amendment, and I'm also pro gun control, but not for the same reasons as the average person. Like I'm sure you can tell, like I have very like weird opinions on things. So
no, 100%. No, see, it sounds like so I don't know your guys' like political sides of that, but that live that we were just in, it sounds like you guys were more on like the liberal side of things, if I'm correct.
I mean, I'm definitely not a liberal. I'm definitely, I'm like, I would say I'm anti-liberal in a sense, but I also think like there's a good argument. There's a good argument to say that neoliberalism is the only possible future.
Yeah.
So I'm honest about that. Like, I don't think that there's not really a real conservative movement, and I think the conservatives need to be honest about that. So,
I'm more lean to the far, like,
No, I understand. Like, you know, I'm old far right a lot, but I don't see myself that far. I think that just the political discussions have gotten so out of whack that you can't say anything without being accused.
And that's where it was.
Of something, you know.
And that's why I had to like as much as like I know there was like little jabs and comments between like the three of us in there, but that's why the minute you were like, I'm gonna start my own live, like this is getting too, I was like, yo, you know what, this guy seems so genuine about his like, not his belief, well, your beliefs too, that it's like,
well, he just is he's just a control freak in the worst way, where he like he just doesn't want you to speak, you know. That's really what all it is.
Was that a man or a female? Because I have no clue.
And I think it was a gay person. Yeah, I think it was a gay person personally, but
so you know how he or she said that, like, asked if you were a woman and you said I'm not answering you, and then they got all mad.
Yeah, well, I did that just to prove the point that like I don't think what I said was misogynistic or whatever. I mean,
it wasn't.
You know.
It wasn't, and
if it is, it's like, okay, well, like the standards of misogyny or sexism has changed so much, because I wasn't really trying to be a dick to you guys. I was trying to get you guys to chill because I knew he was just going to kick you guys off. Or
no, and I like understood, but I found it funny because the liberal side of that is like, if you misgender someone and then ask them and they say no, they get more mad. and
Right.
that's what they were doing, and it was
Right.
kind of like comedic.
Well, here's the funny thing is like I've seen liberals do this to each other, so that's why like I didn't feel scared to do it because I've seen them do it to each other all the time. So like,
And
I also told you the main thing I have the big issue for me. It's like the lefties, everything try to be attorney for the minorities. He, like Dutch, he asked me why I'm a Muslim, and he have to speak for me and stand for me up, and I'm a grown man. I can speak for myself.
Yeah, they always want to infantilize you guys. And here's the thing is like, here's what's so weird to me is
that's
like
very xenophobic. No, maybe it's his strategy. Maybe he's xenophobic. But simple why isn't xenophobic.
Yasan, are you German?
Yeah, I'm German.
Okay.
Greg, first of all, I think we have not quite good start on that last live stream. Maybe because you assume it. We reset. Yeah, we begin again.
No, we're good. I was just, bro, there was so much happening in there that I was just getting like fed up with that shit. And then
but you did say because I'm from Germany, I can't discuss about US politics, or I have not a perspective.
Well, I think he thought you were on the side of the other guy, and he was just swinging at everybody.
I totally did. But the fact that you were more that like. No, I totally did, and I thought that you were throwing in jabs at that one guy, and I knew damn well that one guy was a conservative, so I just kind of had to step in there. But I mean,
I understand. Yeah.
I'll apologize straight up for that. But
it's fine.
So how old are you?
23.
So like German, I know how they try to like not like erase their history because they've had a bad history.
Yeah.
But compared to like the Nazi regime in Germany and what you've known about it, does the Trump party and the Conservative Party align with that or no? In your opinion?
When I have to ask it to answer simple, I would say no, for sure no. It's not that bad, but there are similarities.
No, there's similarities, but you know what? There's
not the
always...
same. It's not the same. It's wrong to say it. It's you relevate the regime, the Nazi regime, when you say it's like now in the States. It's not fair.
And here's the thing is like, and you guys are younger. I'm guessing Greg is younger too.
Yeah.
Like I'm 35.
I'm 19. So
so you guys are young, and look, here's the thing. What you're gonna find in your life is like, in 10 years from now, you're gonna look back on this period and you're gonna be like, wow, all the things that they told me then, they're still true, but they're gaslighting me and twisting everything out of proportion. And that's what they do. That's what they do every 5 or 10 years. They just totally rewrite history and pretend nothing happened. And make you feel like a crazy person. And it doesn't matter what side you're on. By the way, it doesn't matter what side you're on.
For to be honest, that's not my opinion. Maybe to start at the beginning. He asked which political ideology, where we are standing in the political spectrum. I would say I'm a liberal, but the problem is the meaning liberal is totally different in the European and especially in the German politic, like in the US politic. There are two different things.
Okay.
So I'm not a conservative.
So give us a rough idea of what that means to you, because even me, like, I'll never call myself a liberal, but I would call myself a neoliberal just to troll the fact that like, I think neoliberalism
is part of them. Is part of them of that ideology or that political view. It's like it's a mix between neoliberal, economic liberal, and societal. So the liberal in Germany, they are also very liberal about society rules, about LGBTQ. That's not my main topic, but it's also the party of the liberals in Germany also supporting that point. So that's the difference to the conservatives in Germany, like the family system have not to be like the traditional. And so on and so on, but you are also supporter of more regulation in immigration, more regulation in immigration. They are also standing up for more freedom of the market. It's like a mix between Republican, little bit Democrat Party. I would say when I have to name a US politician who would say I would support him, it's quite near. I have to think about it at first, but I would say maybe it's like Paul Ryan, Rand Paul.
Oh, okay, I got you.
In that,
I get you.
The liberals in Germany are also for a small state. That's also a big difference to the liberals in the United States. The liberals in Germany and in Europe are for a small state, for a confident citizen who have all opportunities to do with his life what he wants to do. That's the liberal vision in Europe.
Right, okay. I get you. Yeah. So like a kind of like a Tea Party-esque, like not really like Tea Party, but like minarchist. You want as small government as possible. You want as little interference in people's personal lives or business as possible.
Yeah.
Gotcha. Yeah. That makes sense. And how about you, Greg? You said you're far right. What do you mean by that? And trust me, you're not gonna I'm not gonna get pissed off or whatever. I mean, you could say you could say that you love Mean Mr. Mustache. Like, I won't be like upset or anything.
No. That's not good. But we are not in the left.
Yeah, but I'm just saying I'm not gonna shame somebody if they say that. I think that let's just hear what they have to say. Like, I'm not gonna freak out.
I didn't mean I was like farther right than left, and I think because with the dual citizenships and seeing everything there, it's for the Canadian, because our Canadian rights are like they align to US.
You are Canadian?
Yeah, so I was born in Canada.
Okay.
Yeah, right, but like where I was born in Canada, you're practically in the States, so you have like opinions on both sides.
Yeah, I know.
I think that's both the countries there, honestly. Mm-hmm. But so for far rights here, we want to start following the state's far rights. So I kind of I'm to the point where it's like for the education and the funding and for the future of the people, far right. But for scientific reasons, it's far right because I think the generation that I grew up in, it's when I was in school, every time you would ask your name, it was pronouns. And do you know how
really?
Wow.
That's really bad. I didn't know you guys had it that bad. That's pretty crazy.
Yeah. So do you know how bad it is when you have to sit in a class and someone asks, like a teacher or someone asks your name and pronouns?
Yeah, for sure. I know it very good.
Yeah. So this is where I learned that I knew that. I mean, I wouldn't say that I have a special, I have a special interest in it as like a young adult there, just because of the fact that I like proving that idiotic leftists, the ones who are too far gone, because there's leftists that can see right sides. Like my family, half my family are the rights, half my family are lefts, and there's points that they agree on. So, but there was a point in the time where I was at school where if you said I identify as a female, you get to go into the female bathroom and do your business there. And I proved the point of where the left is too far gone when because all my friends in high school were male and female, but we'd hang out all together, and I think that's a normal thing. All religions, all races, everything. But I remember the one time, and I'll snitch myself out here. We were trying to vape in the bathroom, and I walked into the female. I walked into the female bathroom, going, I identify as a female, and this is where I knew that the left side was kind of crazy. It's because it's okay when someone who looks like they identify as a female to go in the bathroom after they identify as a female. But when someone looks like me and I have a goatee, tattoos, someone looks at me and you say they're a female, that's when they're okay, I'm drawing the line. And I I don't think like as a party, if they support that everyone has the right to say who they are, that they have an argument against
well,
it.
It's definitely like a dishonest
it's
rule
a dishonest,
that they just yeah.
And that's where I kind of like shifted farther right. It was
and here's the thing is like they look at a lot of people who identify as the right wing, and again, like I don't care if people call me whatever they want to call me. I'm like, let's just talk about the issues, right?
Yeah,
and so I say, look, like most of the people I know on the right, they don't go around saying like, oh, I just want to hurt trans people or something. No, they're like, look, like this wasn't even in the conversation. Like when you were born, the conversation around trans people was like, some people feel that way and it's not a big deal. Like we'll deal with it. You know what I mean? Mm. Nobody was like, oh my God, can you believe this person's trans and it's so horrible. Nobody was like that 20 years ago, right? Like nobody I knew was like that. So
for newborn babies, do the US hospitals ask you if they're male or female?
Of course.
The Canadian hospitals are no longer allowed to ask that.
Who changed it? Trudeau?
So when a newborn infant is born,
he's saying who changed that, Trudeau or the new guy?
Oh, Trudeau.
Yeah.
Which makes sense, but
I would assume you don't like him.
No, but I don't hate the new guy.
Carney, right?
Carney.
Yeah. I don't hate Carney on the fact that the economy that is like, do you know how many people like Carney is starting to like Carney's cutting like taxes to the people who just live off the fucking like welfare. Like he's cutting that funding, and I love that. And like for me, I never wanted to be like, I never like ever was like, oh, I wanted to be on welfare until like you hit rock bottom, and then you're like, okay, well, like it doesn't sound bad. And I was such in that mindset with Trudeau that it was like, oh, well, like it doesn't sound bad. Like he's paying like thousands a month to people in free housing. And then Carney hit, and I was like, dude, like if the own Liberal Party is saying it's bad after they just funded it for the last 10 years, then like something has to be, like there has to be a problem. And it gives you more motivation and drive when you realize like,
sorry.
You're good. No, you're good.
But prove me wrong. But the Canadian Liberals are also not quite similar like the US.
I think so. Personally, from personal experience, they are pretty similar.
Okay.
On the fact of, well, I'll put it in the fact of like Obama and Trudeau. I was young when Obama was around, so it's like instead of seeing him as like a world leader, I saw him as like,
daddy. No, I'm just kidding.
I saw him as like more of like a comedic like person. Like he was always on Ellen DeGeneres and everywhere. Like you always saw Obama.
Yeah, he was a likable person. I mean, I didn't like Obama, but he's a likable person.
Yeah, and he's the most talented politician all time.
Yeah, I just find that it was just like, so he was more with like, see, Obamacare, like, wasn't Obamacare supporting, because I was young, right, when Obama was like, I was like 1 year old when I was one when Obama like got elected. That was almost 20 years ago Obama got elected. Like, is that crazy?
Obamacare was like 2011.
So,
yeah, but I mean... Yeah, I think Obama was like, Obama for you guys is like Clinton for me. I grew up around Clinton, watching Clinton and stuff. And so I thought Clinton was like a hero. I thought Clinton was a hero when I was a kid. So
no, so Obama, like, he was just like, but Obamacare, wasn't it just to help the people who didn't have insurance?
Well, the thing is like, let me explain it from my point of view, because I'm a little bit older and maybe I'm wrong, maybe I'm right. But so here's the thing is like, personally, I believe in universal healthcare. I think healthcare and housing and all this stuff should be free in theory. The problem is like, if you do that, it's going to destroy everything, because you have to factor in price, because without price, everything gets messed up. You know what I mean? But in an ideal world, we would want everybody to be covered. The problem is like when you start doing stuff like Obamacare, you basically force everybody to buy it, and then the insurance companies and all these people can collude and write the laws to favor themselves. They call it regulatory capture, right? So they just basically write the laws and say, well, now you have to buy insurance.
Yeah.
And then they subsidize everybody. So then all the people who don't take care of themselves, or the people who get sick and have cancer or whatever, you have to pay out of your pocket to take care of other people, right? And again, it's not that it's all bad, but it's like, what are our taxes going to if now on top of it we have to pay? Like, I'll give you an example. For me, I have a family of three. It costs a family of two who are very healthy for our age. You know,
congrats.
Very relatively healthy. You know what I mean? Like no serious ailments whatsoever.
Mm-hmm.
Never had any problems either, right? If I paid out of my pocket with no subsidization, it would cost me $1,500 a month to have like very okay insurance, right? Now, I think that's robbery, okay, personally. Like there's no way that makes any kind of sense.
Am I allowed to ask what you do for living?
I'm in sales.
In sales. And Greg, you go to school or?
No, right now I'm an independent contractor, so I kind of just make my own work.
Okay. So, but my point is that nobody who's healthy should have to pay $1,500 a month to have like insurance where if you get sick, you're going to pay 10 grand out of pocket on top of it.
So
whatever, you know what I mean?
In the States, you know how fast you get into a hospital? So if you have a heart attack in the States or you break an arm, how quick are you getting casted?
I mean, you'll be put in immediately, pretty much.
So in Canada with universal healthcare, I broke my thumb, like separated it, torn muscle, everything. It was purple. Do you know how long I waited in the emergency room?
Way too long, I'm sure.
18 hours.
Wow. Yeah, that's ridiculous. See, no, and I agree. And this is why, like, I'm not for, like universal healthcare the way that it has been done.
No.
And the problem in America is that it's such a ripoff because they subsidize all the people who abuse the system, and they don't subsidize the people who are like doing what they're supposed to do. You see what I mean?
Yeah,
like,
who are paying the system and need it.
Yes, correct.
No, 100%. The thing with the universal healthcare in Canada right now is the fact that it's abused.
100. Well, and also, and here's the thing: is again, like, I know that you may disagree on this, but like, again, like, I know people in Canada, and what they tell me about the immigration is like, it's just out of control. You know what I mean?
It's 100% out of control, and I have nothing.
But you have the scoring table. Yeah, that's right. Like the scoring system for immigration.
So it put a huge strain on a system that was already strained, even if things remained the same as 10 or 20 years ago, right? So
yeah, and I think like, and man, I don't have anything like really against, like, as much as people say like, oh, like joke around about it, like, because everyone jokes around about it, right? Like there's no avoiding that in certain concepts. But
yeah, and I think people conflate joking as like hate, and I think that's totally wrong. I think people process things in different ways, and Europeans, we have a very distinct style of processing things, which usually turns out in like dark humor, and I think people think that means that you hate someone. I mean, I don't know.
Yeah, the left one, take it too serious. Take it too serious. That's the problem.
Yeah,
you can't laugh.
And again, it's also because a lot of things revolve around women. And look, I get it, but it's like, again, this is part of the reason why, like, I get called a right-wing person, because, like, again, I'm not saying that we should infantilize women, but what I'm saying is that most women don't want to be held to the same standard as men, right? So let's not pretend that that they do.
So
I would disagree.
Are you for?
Well, just wait, buddy. Wait 10 years. You'll
yeah,
agree.
Maybe, but
are you pro-choice or pro-life?
I'll let Yasin go first.
I'm pro-choice, but the problem is, what exactly mean pro-choice? I know there are people in the States who say you can do the abortion like 9 months. That's not my point. I would say the regulation we have in Germany is a good one. So there's in general the possibility to abort, but under circumstance. So you need like it's only possible in the first 3 months. Yeah, I mean 3 months, 12 weeks, and you need to talk to a doctor at first. So there are regulations. It's not general every time possible, but I would say it's okay and it's right that a woman have the right for sure. I would not say it's never possible.
Okay, and what about you, I can't. I'm not pronouncing that, bro. I tried, but
possible.
Okay, and what about you, I can't. I'm not pronouncing that, bro. I tried, but
no, it's okay. You can it's really hard to say because I know people. It's very difficult to put yourself in a woman's thing, and I say that because not out of like any sort of like liberal like bleeding heart thing, like. I think it's one of those things like it's very hard for a man to put themselves in a woman's shoes. Everything in society should be geared towards children and making it where nobody would want to get that except for in an extreme case. And I think that the reason I really dislike the liberals is because they do everything they can to not look at it that way. And I think that like, for me, like, I think like if you really cared about people, you would see life and giving birth as like a celebration of life. You wouldn't see it as like a burden. And I think it's just a weird way to look at life that way.
Yeah. Why I said that the solution in Germany is for me is fine. I totally agree at that point. When you follow the discussion in the States from the liberal side, they pretend like it's like going to the trash bin. So it's not about a human life. But that's very difficult now for me to try in English. But in Germany, it's like a law questioning. And in Germany, the regulation is based on, you say it's a right for the unborn children, and also the right of the body of the woman. And you have to scale it up. So you have, for me, it's logical to say at some point you have to be at a point that it make more sense to say the value of the woman and the choice over her body has more value than the newborn life. Not in general. That's because I say it needs regulation, like how long you can abort. It's not possible like to do it to the last 9 months. But at some point, for me, the both life has not the same value. And that's the question. The question, when you're talking about pro-choice or pro-life, you are talking about how is the value about the unborn life and the woman life. And I would say there is a point in a pregnancy where the value of the woman life is higher than the value of the unborn life.
Yeah.
Well, and I think, and I definitely understand what you're saying, but I also think it's like, just really briefly, because I mean, I don't mind getting into it, but I think it's one of those things. It's hard to take it too far because it's really hard to enforce someone's subjective feeling on it, right? And the problem is like so much of the way that it's discussed is based on like people's feeling in the moment, right? And the thing is like people have to deal with the consequences of these decisions the rest of their life, right? And I think that's the thing is like it's really, really hard to like create laws around people's feelings, right? And so much of the discussion is kept on people's feelings. And again, women make decisions based on feelings a lot, right? But again, people still have to deal with the ramifications.
I wouldn't say it in general like that, but a small point I would give you. A small point I would give you. It's not totally right.
Yeah, again, I'm being in general,
wrong.
but I'm saying
Totally
more than men. Like men generally have we have feelings about it too, but we generally try to say like, what's the holistic point of everything together,
I would say men and women are different emotional. It's very different. So men also can be not logical and behave emotional, but in other situations, like do.
Yeah. So what do you think about the fact, like, what are your opinions on should a male have a choice in that concept or not?
No, absolutely not.
What about you, Jack?
I think yes, but I think the realistic answer is that you're just never going to get there at the current state of things. So I think that trying to grab that as a thing for men to have that as a right is just not feasible.
So here's where I get to it. Where I get to it is if you and the woman are planning to have a kid, and then you get her pregnant, and then she does it, decides, oh, I want an abortion, but it was a planned pregnancy. That's where I kind of think a man should have a say in it, as much as it's
well, here's what you're going to find is that her parents are going to have an opinion on it, her sisters, her brothers,
fucking opinion on it.
And this the problem is that people make decisions based on social interaction. They don't make it based on morality in a lot of cases, right? And again, I'm not saying that that's just something that people just have to be aware of. And again, I'm not saying that's good. In fact, I think it's horrible. I'm just saying that this is the reality that we're living in, and this is why in general people aren't doing that. And again, I don't want to get too deep into it too quick, but this is why society is kind of falling apart, is because people can't have these difficult conversations, and people are very willing to pander to people for political or other expediency. And, it just goes nowhere good, in that case.
Yeah, I totally agree at the last statement we have talked about before. Maybe little explanation. As I already said, I see the question primarily legal and ethical, from a legal and ethical perspective.
No, 100%.
And I would say in the decision of abortion is no fundamental right directly touched by the man. It's about the fundamental right of the own decision about the body of the woman and the fundamental right of the unborn life. So the man has to be neat to get there, but in this decision, the man isn't touched.
But here's the thing is and again, I hate to make this argument, but I think it's a very powerful argument, and so I'm going to say it anyways. If that's the case, then men should have no responsibility for any children throughout the rest of their life. If they don't have any choice over whether or not it's being born, then why should they be held accountable for after it's being born? Right?
Exactly. I agree.
Now, again, I'm not saying I personally believe that, but what I'm saying is that
I understand.
I think that's a very powerful way to frame the situation, because it's the society is very anti-male. And look, here's the thing is there's good arguments for that, of why it's set up the way it is. But here's the thing. If we're supposed to treat everybody like we're the same, men and women are equal, and men and women are the same, and they can make the same level of decisions and have the same culpability and the same amount of reason and all these things, right? Then it only stands to reason that you would, give people exactly the same, character of principles or moral responsibilities on both sides. See, and that's kind of the problem, is that everybody likes to pretend one way or the other depending on the convenience of it, right? Like, for example,
I understand, but it doesn't fit with my worldview.
Well, of course it doesn't, because it's you probably couldn't have a job if you had this worldview in Germany. So, but here's the thing:
it's not that terrible.
But here's the thing: is how many men go and fight wars and die compared to women? A lot.
Suicide.
Right. So should women be forced to fight at the same rates as men in wars because we want to believe in equality? I mean, why not?
That's a very interesting question. That's it's also a legal discussion right now in Germany. So they do, I don't know, Wehrpflicht. I have to search it up.
For example,
military service.
If men couldn't get out of military service for some reason or another, right? And then woman says, well, I want to get out of military service because I'm pregnant. And we're like, well, sorry, if it's good for the man, it's good for the woman, right? Nobody's in their right mind is going to agree with that, but this is the consequence of the principles that people lay out, right? And this is where I like to get into these conversations, because again, it's not because I'm saying I agree with it, but it's like, this is the level of discussion that needs to be had.
Arguments, it's arguments.
I don't mean to cut you off, boys, but it's getting kind of late, and I'm gonna get off here. I got stuff to do in the morning. It's Valentine's Day, trying to get laid a little bit. Like I'm a young adult.
well, hey, go get her pregnant, get married, and have some kids. Okay,
I don't want kids. I feel like
never.
You're 19 right now.
Not never, but I'm 19, right? I don't want kids.
Well, just make sure she's not a crazy lady. And
that's very important. I wish you the best. Wish you luck.
Bro,
but have fun.
Oh, I'm gonna have fun.
All right, perfect.
I'm gonna.
Jack, what's the time right now?
Hopefully she's Asian. I'm just kidding.
Oh, I love Asian women. I love Asian women.
Hey, add me up because I do too. So just add me up. We'll talk about it.
I bet.
All right, cool. All right, cool. But yes, yes.
What's the time right now?
It's 2 a.m. here, so I don't know where he is, but it's somewhere between the range of 5 a.m. and it's 2 a.m. where I'm at. So.
Yeah. I would guess also. Right. I don't know where exactly he's from Canada, but
so what are the German ladies like? Are they nice?
Yeah, for sure. There are a lot of very nice German ladies, but it depends also where you're living. So where you're living, and there are also a lot of crazy ones, a lot of left one. The left in Germany is hilarious.
Bad. It looks really bad. Yeah.
In my university, they are paid by the study fees, paid masturbation workshops.
Are you allowed to go? Are you allowed to go and observe, or?
You have to understand. There's a parliament in the German university, in the public universities. There are also parliaments with voted students to make decisions about the rules and how the money is spending on the university. They're also participating at the decisions, also participating students. And they are often 3 years ago, this was a very, very big headline. Everywhere in Germany, this topic was discussed. In my university in Berlin is even worse. Berlin is when we're talking about the leftists, the biggest problem. But in my university also, I'm from North Germany, it's also more left, but SPD, it's like the old Democrats. So they are social, but not socialists.
Right.
But the students, there was 3 years ago, there was by the study paid, when they plan on the budget that the university have, when they make the decisions, they paid with the study fees workshops for masturbation.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I definitely see. Here's the thing: is I don't know. I definitely don't think that's a good thing, and here's the reason why. I don't think in principle, I'm sure that you could argue in some perfect world of where that would make sense, right? But the way that it seems that it's being done right now is that it's there's always a political size to it. Okay, we're going to teach you how to masturbate, and by the way, you need to make sure that you're totally insane. Cut your hair, dye it blue, and hate every man that you see. Right?
Jack, you are totally right, but that's not the issue for me. Let them do it. It's for me, it's okay, but not by my money. but why it have to be paid by my study fees?
But even beyond that is like all these women, if you go and approach them and try to like go take them on a date, they might say that you're a psychopath who's trying to hurt them or something because you want to date them or sleep with them.
I would say my generation and like the people 4 years younger than me. It's right now the situation is very similar to the States. Political, like the normal generation, the older ones. It's very individual, and you have like you see it at the voting at Ergebnisse. I don't know Ergebnisse right now. Like when you see how the parliament is voting, it's very mixed. Like you have 20% for that party, 20% for that party. Some vote more left, some vote more right, more conservative, and my generation and younger, it's very, very similar like the situation in the US. You have a lot of very right persons and very left persons. So this the typical US discussions. I know them from the discussions when I speak with people in my age.
Well, what's interesting is that I think there's a lot of people in the middle in America, and I mean that in the best and worst possible way. So what I mean is like there's a lot of people who just don't care because they just don't care. But then there's other people who there's other people who don't care just because they don't want to get caught in the middle of it, where they actually do have an opinion on things, but they don't feel that they can have the discussion.
Yeah.
And this is what I find around most women. Actually, most women in America are not that politically interested, really. Not because really they just want to go along to get along, and they want to see everybody not suffer, right? And I think the thing is that people on both sides are taking advantage of this, and I think it ultimately helps the state win, and the
I would say you only recognize the extreme, the persons who are political extreme, because they are often the loudest.
Well, I'll tell you this too. Like, for example, right? Like, I'm not going to say that there's no racism in America. Sure, there is.
Yeah, for sure, a lot.
I don't think there's as much as people think there is. At least not in the sense that it's portrayed. Because here's the thing: I've been all over the world. I mean, not all over the world, but I've been in enough places where it's like
you've been in Europe.
I've never been to Europe, but I'll tell you this: like, I've been to Asia, and America is not racist at all compared to.
I would. You know what I mean? So America is not a little bit racist, but the problem is the people don't think the Asian ones are racist, but they are a lot more racist than the Western world.
Yeah, of course, but
you are white, yeah.
Yeah. But and here's the thing: is like, look, I grew up in the most racist place in America, according supposedly, right? The South.
Where are you from?
From the South of America, like
the southern, and right now living in Cali. You mentioned? Yeah,
but I live here now. Yeah, I've lived here for a long time. So it's just. But what's interesting is that I think California is far more racist than where I'm from, because.
Really?
Oh yeah, because people here are more aware about race, and they're more in their own little groups, and they kind of stick to their own things. It's kind of like prison, right?
Yeah, and bubbles. It's like the social bubbles. Yeah.
Yeah, and so, but where I'm from, everybody kind of has the same language, the same culture, and maybe that's good or bad, but like generally speaking, people don't have like this giant like chip on their shoulder about race all the time, right?
Yeah.
I think it's changing somewhat now, because a lot of white people, I think, rightfully feel like they're getting blamed for everything, and we're like, well, we didn't really ask for any of this, and we don't really see we don't really see where it's coming from, because most Americans haven't even been abroad, and they don't really know their own history, much less world history. So they're like, I mean, it's like they have like, this is most American stuff. It's like Jesus, Rome, something happened in the Middle Ages. England did some stuff with some like Shakespeare, and then like Hitler, and then we're here. Like that's pretty much like most Americans' history, right? Like they don't really think that deeply about it, right? So it's not like.
The problem is you're not. I don't want to offend, but the school system isn't designed to educate a lot about history above the United States. Everything what was been before.
It is, but it's also been used as a weapon to make people like super sensitive about everything and also very dishonest about everything.
But you did European history in school?
Yeah, I know more history than the average person for sure.
Yeah. What are topics you speaking about?
I mean, I studied. I mean, me personally, I studied Latin. I studied, very deep English literature and.
You're an educated person.
Well, not really. I mean, I didn't go like get a master's degree or something, but I know people who did.
When you go for a master, it's only certified that you are educated, but it doesn't have to be educated. But what are the
Western
topics,
history topics? History of Western civilization, this kind of stuff. So
okay.
But my point
also
is
the
that
German history.
Yeah, so I know a little bit about. I don't know I don't remember all the full things. I mean, I'll give you a general understanding of what I think about German history, and it's not going to make you happy. I can guarantee you. I mean, here's the way I look at. I don't see Europe. The way I look at Europe is that Europe was always a tribal place. Okay, there's always different tribes of people. Doing tribal things, right?
Yeah.
And
Germany also not only also as Germany as a country was very tribal.
Right.
Yeah.
And so this thing where they say, well, the German people this, or your people did that, or white people did that, I just reject that wholly. Personally, I don't think that's fair. That's like saying, well, a black person did a bad thing one time, so therefore I'll just judge all black people. Or, for example, right? Like I think that's just a wrong.
You can't blame the people who are living right now, but when you look, especially at Germany in the last century. There is a part of the history, I don't know what your opinion about it, but I have a very clear opinion that it was a bad time. And
but look, here's the thing is like, I mean, I'll tell you straight up, I think that the German people were graped by other people in Europe and they were totally had their boot on their neck for a long time. And now I'm not saying me, Mr. Mustache was good, but what I'm saying is that what do you expect people to do when they're literally just treated horribly by other people, right? Like they're going to react, right? And I think the German people were treated horrible for a long time.
For sure, that was for sure. I would agree at that. I would agree on that. That was the reason why somebody like him, like the mustache man, was able to get in power. But I would say that doesn't justify that the solution at the end is killing 1 million of people.
Sure. But here's the thing is like, do you want to talk about what the Russians did? Do you want to talk about what the British did? The French?
For sure. You for sure. Stalin killed more. Yeah, I know.
Yeah, and Mao and Pol Pot.
For sure. But
yeah, I'm not talking to you. I'm just saying like, this is the general thing that I like to say to people who talk about it.
But the hate, the way of killing, and the time span, you have to also to recognize that Mao, Stalin, they all have be much longer in power than.
But sure. But here's what's interesting though is that here's what I'm saying. In particular, Northern European people get such a higher standard for morality than everybody else, and I just think that's very bad for everybody. It's not good for anybody involved, And I think it's just very dishonest that they do that, where they're like, well, because you guys have, inherent racism or whatever these people say. I think it's very disempowering for everybody involved, especially, the oppressed people of the world or however they want to put it. Right. And I think it's just very interesting that they put it in this kind of tone,
Yeah, I know what you mean. And I'm also agreeing on that point that you can blame people living right now for what's happened. But I would say the history built a responsibility for us.
Well, I mean, but see, here's the thing is like, if people started saying that about, well, you know what Muslims did 1,000 years ago or 500 years ago or 100 years ago, and then they just started like pointing at you and saying, well, aren't you a Muslim? Don't you feel responsible? Don't you feel that you need to take responsibility?
Yeah. The responsibility, but you have to be clear at the responsibility. The responsibility doesn't mean you have to justify what was happened, or you are to be identified with the person of your tribe, of your country, of your. That doesn't mean it. But have a responsibility that the history doesn't repeat itself. And for sure, there are a lot of countries, of governments, in the history who did a lot of horrible, evil, disgusting things to other persons.
But I don't like that they make Mean Mr. Mustache like the standard of evil. I think that's just not fair. You know what I'm saying?
I would say so. I would say that this government, this movement was the worst ever happened.
I think that's bullshit, personally.
Yeah,
like,
but why?
It's not. Because have you read history? Have you read history of the world? I mean, you want to go back to the Trojan War. I know, I get it. But like, let's start at the Trojan Wars. Let's talk about the Persians. Let's talk about, all of African history, Asian history. Arabs. I mean,
I know a lot.
Do you know what the Chinese did to each other after a war? Do you know?
For sure. For sure.
The grape, the pillage. I mean, the utter, like, let's throw babies off a cliff. I mean, you know what I mean? Like, how detailed do you want to get?
When you build, but never in history was somebody who built factories to industrialize the killing of people.
Well, see, that's the thing. So this is the thing. It's the technology. See, now you're getting to it. It's the technology. So we identify the ability to do something with the actual doing of it. See, and that's, I think, and so on the same level, right? People say that America is so bad because they had, slavery, right? Yeah. And again, yes, of course, slavery is wrong. But at the same time, do you think that people have stopped trying to subjugate people in more clever ways? No, absolutely not. They just find more clever ways of doing it via economics or technology or other things, right? It never goes away. It just changes form, right?
Yeah, but I would say that's the progress. The situation right now in the capitalism, and that you say there are people who are, it's modern slavery because they have to work 2 hours.
Well, it's also that
they can't
like,
afford their life.
Western world, how many women are having children? How many people are getting married? How many people are building strong families? I mean, if this isn't a slave class of people in the world worldwide, I don't know what is. I mean, people basically don't want to have kids.
I wouldn't say that so. But I would say we're not coming on a point together at that. That's totally fine. But
well, give me an example. Like, why do you think that's a wrong way to frame it? I'm not saying I'm right. Maybe I'm wrong. Yeah. I am curious, Blake. Like, why would you say that I'm wrong?
Because I would say the power, the individual of power of decision, when we look in the Western world at most of them, you have much more power about the decision about your life, like in slavery.
Well, do you have a choice not to have a cell phone or not?
Theoretically, yeah, I have the choice. Yeah, it would be very difficult, but I would have the choice. Yeah.
Sure. Okay.
But it's different to have.
Do you think if they took a gasoline away from everybody today, how do you think the whole world would feel?
But to be depend on something isn't
okay. So if somebody goes and gives a kid a bunch of drugs, and they get dependent on these drugs. Well, it's not my fault that you decided to take the drugs.
When you are a drug addict, you are like a slave. That's
okay. That's my point with technology, with gasoline.
Yeah, but no. I wouldn't say a drug, especially. I would agree. But technologically, when we say the decision to have a cell phone or not, it's not the same to be a slave. It's not the same.
Well, you don't really have a choice, though. I mean, not really. I mean, you have some choice, but you definitely don't have like 100% choice.
You have some choice. That's at first a very different to have no choice. And the other point is the choice you are making is a totally other subject than the choice you are making in slavery. It's a different when you are depending on a cell phone or when it doesn't work, your life is in danger.
Well, if you took gas from everybody, their life would be in danger.
Yeah, I know the point you are trying to make and it's right. The whole system would crash. That's right.
Yeah, but people would starve. very
quickly. but it's not the same like when somebody lives for another person. That's not the same.
Sure. Well, just in the same way that like slavery thousands of years ago wasn't the same as slavery 400 years ago or 300 years ago.
For
or
sure.
Else, right?
But the problem, the topic the point I was trying to make is that there's a progress that is a lot better, and we are not anymore in the slavery system. That's not the situation. There are similarities, there are problems, there are issues, there are people at that time, they are also depending on something. That's everything right. But the issue in the Western world, there is slavery right now.
But let me ask you like this.
Yeah.
Let me ask you like this from this perspective. Like for example, like right now, and again, I know that your family immigrated there, so this is not directed towards you per se or anything like that. So like again, whatever Germany did right or wrong in the past, right?
Yeah.
Clearly, the situation they're in now, right, where you guys have a European Union, you guys are all tied together, you're all making decisions for each other, by each other, and you're kind of stuck together, right? Like, for better, for worse.
It's not exactly like that, but it's not totally wrong. Yeah.
But what I mean is like, you're kind of at the mercy of places like Russia and America, right? Like you guys are basically sitting ducks between Russia and America, and you guys don't really have autonomy, right? And out of all the stuff that happened, the last 200 years in West Europe, or more really 300 years, you guys don't really have any sort of real like autonomy as a country anymore, or a nation. Like you got, and with the immigration and everything, it's even less so, because now what does it even mean to be what does it even mean to be a German or anything like that, right? What does it mean to be a Frenchman, or what does it mean to be an Englishman,
I wouldn't say
right?
like that. I wouldn't say like that.
Why?
I would agree there are a lot of issues. I would say there are a lot of problems, and
let me just be really clear what I'm saying. What I'm saying is that Germany is not magic dirt. America is not magic dirt, right? Like it's the people that make a nation what it is.
Yeah,
correct?
for sure. Yeah.
Right. So obviously, if anybody can come and go as they please.
Yeah, when the people talk about the concept of the state and the government, there is not something like a state. It's the people. The people are the state. The people are the taxpayer. Yeah, for sure.
Right. So for example, right, like let's just say that we switched every white German person and moved them to India, and we took every Indian and moved them to Germany tomorrow. Like, would Germany be the same place because of the dirt that it is? No.
No.
Would India be the same place because of the dirt it's at? No.
Yeah.
Right. Obviously, it's the people, right? So again, this is what nobody wants to talk about. And again, I'm not saying this from a racist point of view. Me personally, like, I live around mostly Asian people, and I get along good with them. And honestly, I feel very comfortable around them, even more than my own people in a lot of ways. Because honestly, I get really mad at people who look like me, because we cannot have these kind of discussions that you and I are having, right? So I gravitate towards people I can be honest and open with. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, for sure. I understand.
And so you're an immigrant to Germany or whatever. Yeah. And I guarantee you there's people who care a lot less about the future of Germany who look like me, even though I probably look German.
Yeah. More than
right. So you get what I'm saying, right? Yeah. And in the same way, like some of the most patriotic people I know here in America are brown or Asian or black
Latinos,
or whatever.
Hispanics,
right? Yeah. And they're more patriotic than me or other white people I know. So again, it's like one of these things like it's not. There's a very difficult thing to say of like what is a nation, what is an ideology. The history of Western Europe coming out of Christianity and Judaism and even Islam, right? It's a very complicated thing, and like a lot of people here in America hate, or not, I don't want to say they hate Islam. I think they're very scared by Islam because they don't know anything about it.
Yeah,
they just don't.
They're not
they don't know
educated about it. The only thing they know is 9/11 and the wars after that. That's everything the people assume connect with this topic. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, and it's so connected to like the Arabic language and. There's a whole history of like we don't even know really about the Crusades and stuff. And again, because most of us aren't Roman Catholic, right? So like most of us are, like you said,
Protestant,
right? And so I grew up as a Protestant, and now I lean more like Orthodox. I don't really.
You're not right now. You're a church member, or?
I'm not in a church right now because I'm very particular about it. Like, I think the Protestantism got a lot right, but I also think they got a lot wrong. But I don't trust the Catholic. Well, I think that they rejected the original structure of the church, which is not good. But also, like, I don't trust the Catholics, and I think the Catholics went way too far in the wrong direction for a long time. So I would say, like, I think the Orthodox. I think the Orthodox are like probably the closest that you're going to get, you know, specifically like maybe like an Eastern Orthodox.
That's not a discussion for sure. They are like in the practice, like in the belief, they are nearest to the beginnings. Yeah.
Right. Yeah. And so I think that most Christians in America don't even know anything about that at all. Yeah. And even the ones that do, they're getting a very like pop culture version of it. Right now, I'm sure you've heard about Christian nationalism in America. I myself would call myself a Christian nationalist, but not in the sense of what these people do, right? Like I would say that, like,
there's a new movement in America, like the evangelist. How they call them?
What do they call them?
Evangelist, the new movement. I think JD Vance is part of them.
I don't know what they're called, but I get your gist. Yeah,
it's the new church.
Oh, you mean evangelical? Oh, yeah. You mean evangelical, right? Yeah. I don't like. I think they call them evangelical of some sort, but
that's
I
very.
I don't like evangelicals, honestly. I don't. I really don't. Like, I grew up as a Baptist, but I don't like this style of Christianity. I also don't like this like neo ortho bro stuff where, like, I don't think you guys have it there, but there's a lot of people trying to join like the Orthodox Church of Russia, and they're saying, well, like, Russia's good and Russia's based. I do not agree.
So not only the Orthodox Church in Russia, there are more.
Oh yeah, no, I know. I still think that like their structure of the church is correct, but I think that they've been subverted by the communists of Russia, and I think Russia is communist still, personally. In my opinion,
right now,
you know, I
not anymore. So. I would say, but you see that. Well, when you ask for my opinion, I would say not anymore. But it's not capitalist at also. It's
I would. I'll put it this way. Now, I would not trust. I would not trust Russian.
For sure not. For sure not. I would say you see very clear. Like the influence of the communist history, like economical and political, but right now it's not communist. It's also not democratic or capitalism. It's
it's a new thing. It's something new, And I'll tell you this, and I have a very unpopular opinion here in America. For example, I would trust the Chinese over the Russians, and here's the reason why.
For real?
Yeah, here's the reason why. Because Chinese are ethno-nationalists. They believe in an ethnic state of China, right?
I know,
They don't really believe in like this kind of weird like civic nationalism or whatever, you know. So I don't really think that they have like expansionist way. I don't think they really look at the world in like a dominant situation the way that Europeans have, you know.
No,
so I don't really think that they want that. But I would say that they definitely wouldn't mind like taking us out or taking us down. But I don't think they want to rule over us. I don't think they want to take us over or something like that.
No,
I think
the Russians.
I think the Russians are a little bit more.
Yeah, the Russian for sure. They are also like that. But I would say the Chinese people or China as a country. I wouldn't say that isn't possible. For sure, you have to. I know maybe you are also about China very educated. They are very proud. It's the oldest nation in the world, and in their history, this mindset was already there. I would say when you ask me, I would say the most dangerous country for the Western civilization is China right now. I would say so. I would say on the one side, the dependency and the influence they gain in the last 30 years. So the totally Western civilization would stand now. Right now, they wouldn't survive without China. The whole economic system.
I agree with you, but also I think China cannot live without the West. I think without the West, they would die. Yeah,
for sure. They need us for the next 15 years. But the point is, China is getting more and more independent from us, and we're getting more dependent from China.
Well, I'll tell you why though, because our leftism or communism or whatever you want to call it has gone so far to the, and again, this is what I was getting at before, is that we have no basis of our nations anymore. It's not based on ethnicity. It's not based on language.
No, I wouldn't say that's the issue. When I look at Germany is a good example for the dependency of China. The problem is that the economical system depends in the economical state of Germany or the Western civilization. But for example, Germany was very good, like in the car industry. That was, we are also right now good at the car industry, but we're getting worse right now. We were very good because one of the biggest markets for the car industry in Germany was China. The most cars we sell go to China, like 15 years ago. Germany also have a big pharma industry. Right now is the situation, the Chinese people right now buy less cars from the German ones, and the German cars didn't work to produce without the Chinese factories. So for our products, we need Chinese products, we need Chinese factories, and the selling market in China is also increasing. That on the these two factors at the same situation doesn't work economical.
Well, but here's the thing: is like, who do you think put us in that position, right? Like
political discussions, political false discussions. It's the same thing with the energy dependence Germany has from Russia.
Exactly.
It was a false decision from Germany to go blindly and trust Russia and trust China, and to say
exactly
it's like
so
how
we did
it's
it
been
to
right
ourselves.
now. It will ever
that's
be.
What I'm saying is like we, quote unquote, I don't really like to say this, but we quote unquote did it to ourselves, right?
Yeah.
And this is one of the reasons why like I support Trump is not because like I don't really like support Trump that much, but what I'm saying is like I think that him trying to renegotiate with Europe and say like, look, you guys need our protection from Russia because Russia's basically got you by the balls. You know what I mean? I think that he's right to do that because
Germany.
Yeah, well, yeah.
In which content? You mean yet military, like in a war situation,
with
or
your energy sector, right? Like your energy sector puts you guys in danger. You know?
Yeah, that hurts. That's a very big issue, but that's not the biggest danger in the situation. The biggest danger is a war situation. That would be a problem, especially because of the U.S. administration right now.
Well, how so? What do you mean?
You have three promises in the German history in the last 40, 15 years, and that was the reason why Germany was growing so fast after the war. When you look at Germany after the war, it was a failed state. Germany was totally over after the Second World War. But Germany managed to get very, very fast, like in 30, 40 years, to go back at the peak of the world countries because of three promises: cheap energy from Russia, cell markets in China, and security promise from the United States due NATO. And that's the problem in Germany. All these three promises are not.
Well, I agree. Yeah. And look, here's my thing: is like, and again, this is why, like, I have very controversial opinions because, again, you know, I get where everybody's coming from, saying me, Mr. Mustache is bad. Of course, what he did is bad. But what I'm saying is that if you understand what was done to Germany before the First World War, after the First World War, before the Second World War, and after the Second World War,
I know it.
You guys have been totally turned into a vassal state. You know, and I think that's
what
terrible.
Means vassal state?
Vassal, like you guys are basically the puppet of these different nations, like you said. Like you're at the whim of these other nations.
No, that's not totally right.
No, I'll tell you why. Because if you guys tried to organize and fight against any of these nations, the whole world would gang up on you again and not let you.
You mean right now, or you mean in the past, like after World War I?
Here's what I'm saying: it's just like the idea in America, right? The idea in America was that, you know, basically, if you start getting oppressed, you have the right to overthrow your government and start over, right? And so what I'm saying is that this has been the history of Europe for sure, where basically people fought and died since Magna Carta forward for the right to overthrow their government when they're not doing the right thing, right? And I think that this is European culture. This is European culture, right?
Yeah, for sure. The last century was the most like in the middle of the last century. When we're starting at the middle at the last century, the last years after that, this period was the most peaceful period in the European history. There was everything for sure. But you have me to explain.
But but my point is that it comes at a cost, right? Peace always comes at a cost, and the cost is that you don't really have the leverage to negotiate for you or your people.
No, that's not right.
The best deal. What leverage? Hold on. What leverage does the German people hold to renegotiate their deal right now?
In which topic? What do you mean exactly?
Any topic. What leverage does the German people have to negotiate their deal with anybody? Really, ultimately, like what's really where is the source of their leverage to go to the negotiation table with France or Russia or China or America? Like what are you guys going to hold over their head? You know what I
mean? No, I wouldn't say so. I would say that the governments in the last years do a terrible job. That's right, but there wasn't not a general empowerment. There wasn't a general time in the last 40 or the last 100 years where Germany. I give the point after the First World War. That's a other situation. Yeah, that's for sure. But no, I wouldn't say like. It is a situation made by false political decisions. That's right. But Germany is able and was able to negotiate for his own interests with the European Union and without. That's also important. With the European Union and without. Germany is in a bad state for sure. But Germany isn't how to say it a not influential country. No. When you look,
sure. I mean, but I know that you guys kind of dictate over the European Union to some degree, right?
We did.
Yeah, and again, I'm not saying that's a bad thing. I mean, honestly, like if you look at England, I think like look, I have English blood in me, or Scottish, or Welsh.
But Jack, but it's logical. When we are the most important country, the biggest country, the country who pays the most, we have to say the most. We have to have the most.
Yeah, no, I'm not saying that's not saying that's a wrong thing. And again, I would say this is America's position too. Like. We fought the world's wars.
America is
we fought the world's wars for 100 years, and really, if you go to America and you ask the average person, "How are we doing?" We're not doing too well, and we're like, we don't like this position that we're in because we spent all our blood and treasure to go help the world, and the whole world hates us. Right?
Yeah, for a war on another continent for sure.
Yeah, and again, I'm not saying that we should have been there, but I'm just saying that that's the situation, right?
Yeah, but the world war and the capitalism is the reason why America's number one. That's the reason. That's the reason. And
right.
China do a progress where I would progress right now, prognose, I would assume right now that when the progress is going at the same speed like it does it right now, it's a matter of time when China gains number one. So when you look at the Cold War, Russia against United States, that wasn't a battle on same level. United States was clearly levels before Russia. Clearly, economical,
here's
population.
Here's the
only thing are the nuclear weapons.
Why do you think? But why do you think? Do you think that the Americans and the Europeans are so stupid that they allowed this to happen, or do you think that somebody else is running us and they've invested in China so they want China to win against us?
No, I would say that the progress. What means progress is positivity. What means when it's quasi how to say it? And I have to my everyday English is way better, but I want to improve my English in political language.
Yeah, no, it's okay. No, it's okay. It's okay. That's what we're here. Yeah,
but it's right now I'm a little bit.
But you're saying progressive, so you're saying that we can progress.
I'm a little bit embarrassed that I don't have I don't have a clue what the English wording is. Progress, I mean, is development.
Okay.
Like progress is something positive. It's positive development. Or I'm right or not?
If Europeans get wiped out the face of the earth, that's not going to work. That's not going to work out too well, right? So
but you have to understand. I mean the development of the economical and political situation in the Western nations and the progress China gains will lead to the situation is that China get more power than the Western civilization.
Right. But what I'm saying is, like, why do the Europeans allow us to get to this position if the Europeans were running the world, right? So this is
Europeans are not running the world.
Okay.
The Western civilization running the world. It means the partnership between the United States and Europe. That would the only possible solution that we can change the progress and the development in the last years. But when you look at the political situation right now, how Europe and United States are working together, how the economical development in the last years have been. When you look at that, I don't be optimistic about that we can stop China.
So let me reframe it, because I think I understand what you're saying, and I'm not sure if you're aware of like people like Alexander Dugin or people like this.
Sure. For sure.
Okay, so because everybody's saying that it's the multipolar world. I have different theories. I mean, some people think it's the J people, some people think it's the British, some people think it's the Americans, some people think it's this and that. I think it's a very complicated situation, right? But what I'm trying to get at is this: like, it's very clear to me when you go to Asia that the Chinese influence is very much omnipresent in Asia, right? They just exported a lot of people, and they basically colonized genetically a lot of places in Asia, right? And again, I'm not saying that that's bad. A lot of people think that's bad. I'm just saying, like, that's what is, right?
Yeah.
And so, and obviously I think that Japan and Korea are Western projects to try and like isolate China a little bit, right? And I think that's smart to do, because again, if we don't want China to take up too much resource. I mean, my biggest problem with China is that they don't really respect anything that I respect as far as their like culture wise. Like, they don't believe in women's rights or human rights or environmental rights or anything else, right?
They have a totally different value system.
Right. And again, I'm not trying to judge it, but again, I think a lot of it comes back to technology.
I don't want to judge it either, but I don't want a system. I don't want to live in a world where that is the most power system.
Right. I agree. And again, so here's the thing: is it doesn't mean that I have a problem with Chinese people. What I have a problem with is the way they're exercising power. If that makes any sense, right?
Yeah, I'm agreeing. It's not about the ethnical people. No.
Right. And again, you could make the same argument for Europe. Okay, like I think Europe has made mistakes and stuff, but again, I don't like that Europeans get held to such a high standard when we have places like Russia and China also, like, and other places in the world too, that do horrible things all the time and nobody seems to care. They just say, well, European people did this, that, the other, whatever, right? I think that's just dishonest. But again, it doesn't mean that mistakes haven't been done. So I'm saying that to say this, right? If we have to deal with China and their sphere of influence, we have to deal with Russia, their sphere of influence, even Israel and their sphere of influence.
Yeah,
mostly via technology.
Israel,
like when I say
Israel, but let me interrupt. Israel is not in total, but not completely in general. But I would say they are principal. They are partners of the West, and Russia isn't that influential and that important how the people make it. It's not. They are very dangerous. They are very big, for sure. But Russia isn't that big danger and that big country. The only thing, and that was also the issue at the Cold War, that was the point I already mentioned before. When you look at Russia, and why the Cold War going so long and why it worked, it was not how to say Systemwettbewerb. Let me 1 second.
Yeah.
Like competition of the system. It wasn't a competition of the system at all. Russia, economical in the time as the Soviet Union, didn't work very well. They are not so many. Soviet Union, yes, but Russia as a country right now, they are 100 million, like 20 million more in Germany. The only point why what making dangerous is like the mass of nuclear weapons. That's the only point. This technology is the only point why the tensions on the world has changed, because people have the technology to wipe out humanity. So, but that's the only thing Russia has.
Yeah. Okay. Well, let's assume that you're correct about that. So, and again, I want to get back to the Israel question. I mean, I know that's a hot topic. I don't really. I have very mixed feelings on it because I think it's a very complicated question for many reasons. But
for sure.
But what I'm trying to get at is this: like, if Russia in and of itself is not dangerous, China is not dangerous in and of itself. Yeah, I think a lot of people blame the Europeans and Americans and Western civilization because I think honestly they're blaming us for the technology, but they just say it's because colonialism or whatever else. But it's really just the technology and the systems that we've created that have taken on a life of their own.
It's a little bit. I don't want to sound like a MAGA supporter, but it's the supremacy, like that. Our system worked the best.
Exactly.
And that we make the progress due capitalism. But one thing I would disagree. China is dangerous. China is for sure dangerous. They have the biggest military in the world when you look at manpower. They are economically the most important country right now. They're not the most powerful. I wouldn't say so. But economically, they're most important. When China closed the doors, you already see it at between the corona virus. At the pandemic, you see it.
Well, I'll tell you what it is. I agree with you for the most part, and and here's what I'm actually driving towards. I think it's the demographics that's going to determine things at the end of the day, right?
And that is also a point, population. Yeah.
But see, I think that China is going through a problem of having children, right? I think most of the world right now, other than like Africa and some Islamic countries, they're not really having children, right? And so I think this is where the immigration is coming into it, because it is somewhat to keep the system afloat with labor, but it's also to undercut the labor negotiating powers of the host populations. And also on top of that, you have like, I think that this is where a lot of people on the right get confused, because I think they see it as like, well, we don't want these people taking our jobs, which is true. But at the same time, this is why I really don't like the left too. Somebody has to do it. Right. And this, the problem is that we're not promoting women to have children. We're promoting them to get educated and like become bitter cat ladies with dye their hair blue. And again, I'm not saying that there shouldn't be any people like that. But what I'm saying is that if that's the standard of what a woman is, no wonder we're not having children, obviously.
For sure. But that's also a point the far rights in Germany make a lot in the discussion. I wouldn't say that when you that there's any possibility in a Western civilization to do only, I mean, in this state of time, only by political decisions, by political campaigning, family-friendly agenda to fight the demographic development. That's not possible. The problem is that the shift is too big right now. When it's about what means rente, like welfare for people who already worked when they're older. What's the English term?
Retirement, yeah.
Retirement system in Germany is about to collapse, and the people from the AfD told we have to do more family-friendly politics. Then there will be more children, and then there are more people who are working and pay for the system.
Right, and this
the problem has to be solved in the next 30, 40 years.
Right, so and here's the thing is eventually immigration is not going to work. Right. And again, here's the other side of it too. And again, like I understand from a woman's perspective, like there's a lot of really bad men out there. Okay. Like there's no doubt about that. So like that's part of it, you know? And so look, and this is one of the reasons I think Islam is interesting, because Islam does seem to have a system of doing things that is maybe not perfect, but it definitely accounts for some things. And I think Christianity did, but obviously like that's been going away for quite a while.
You have to make the difference between Christianity, what Christianity means in the beliefs, in the books, what's the teachings, and how it is practiced and lived right now. That's totally big difference, for sure.
Right, and I think, and again, here's one of the things, and like for example, like I have a Muslim friend. He tells me like how, you know,
where's he from?
You know, Pakistan, but he lives in America now. Yeah. And I just use that as an example because he talks about how, like, you know, women have the choice of who they want to marry, right? But men have the choice over divorce, right? So they have like a balance there, right? And I think that this is kind of one of the things where, you know, and also men have the control over like who gets the kids or something, right? So, you know, again, I'm not saying that's like 100% perfect solution, but my point is that we went in such a far direction where you know, women and men hate each other in a lot of situations, and it's just like pure bitterness, and that's just not a sustainable way to do things. And I think that you're going to see more and more mixed people just because people can't overcome these like insane standards within their own groups. For example, right, in China, right, like the standards for getting married and having children is so high in China that so many people are not doing it because they can't meet the cultural standards of what's expected of them, right? And so this is why they're having problems. And I think you can extend, you know.
Is there still the one-child law in China?
No, they don't. They don't have that anymore.
They like 5 years ago or something, yeah?
Yeah, now they're going more pro-family, but my point, but it's the cultural thing. It's not the government policy, it's the cultural thing where like
but
men are expected to provide a house, men are expected to provide cars and dowries.
Yeah, I know. But in the 21st century, there was still a rule that a family only is allowed to make one child. because the overpopulation.
That's been going away for a while.
But like not that much, like maybe 10 years.
Right. Yeah. But my point is that even when it wasn't a policy, the standards of like what was expected, because before, remember, women didn't really go into the workforce fully until communism, right? Like, and even then, women were traders, and you still see this in Asia in general, right? Women are more like market people, and men go and do had to have a corporate job or work retail or whatever consumerist jobs exist today, right? So and so this the thing is like where there's no equilibrium because everybody's trying to work like a consumerist based job or something. And and like here in America, like here in America, like even the people with like a computer science degree can't find a job, right? Or or the job they can find is so not good, not very good paying, right? And they owe tons of money for their debt.
The issue in Germany right now, starting two here right now. A lot of people with degrees, academic degrees, who didn't find a job. But it's a little bit funny and ironic because the unqualified jobs, like not the degrees you have to study for, but you have to do like a schooling for like handcrafting, electricity, everything you do with your hands, or go to
we call it blue collar work.
Blue collar work, blue collar work, exactly. That's perfect. That's that term, because you have right now very, very big problem to find people for blue collar work, and have the problem that there are very, 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 very much people who have degrees but don't get any white collar jobs.
Right, exactly. Well, and here's the thing is like, there's also a stigma around it. Like women expect to get a white collar job men who can afford a house and a car and whatever they're expected. I don't know what the expectations are in Germany, but and honestly, the thing is like women are pretty forgiving in America. Like women will just like ignore some of that. But in general, the women get the better jobs. The women make more money. The women have more.
You would say
really?
So? That's general situation.
100%.
Crazy.
100%. Yeah. Is it the same in Germany or no?
No, I wouldn't say so. No.
Really interesting. Yeah, that is interesting.
I wouldn't say so.
That's very interesting. Yeah, it's very much here. Like
I would say you can make a statement in general. It's very, very unsimilar. It depends which industry, which topic, and also other factors where you live.
Yeah, like the upper management of like capital and stuff. Yeah, it's all men. But in general, the mid-level management of America on any white collar job and at a growing rate are women. Yeah, and because they're the ones graduating from college, most men are not, because and I think it's kind of what the younger guy was saying is like they've feminized college to the point where like you just cannot really have an opinion, or if you do, you have to put it in such academic terms to the point where it becomes almost dishonest, And I know, because I know people who've gotten master's degrees in like very highly sensitive subjects, and it's very political. You know what I mean? Like you have to be very careful of like how you're talking to people, or you just won't get job offers. Like you'll just be blacklisted. You won't get, you won't be acceptable. Like you can't really have a radical or different opinion.
But on two sides, I followed the discussion about big law in the States, and there was the problem from the administration that they say that's too liberal, that's we have to regulate, we have to do that. And also there are a lot of companies who say that's too right, that's we don't hire you because it's not the open-minded people we want to hire. I would say it's go in both direction, or not?
Right.
I don't know. Maybe one question: How long you planning to stay awake?
I'm probably going to go to bed in just a moment here, just because I do have to get up and do some stuff tomorrow. I have a very long day.
Yeah, for sure. I would say we repeat it very soon. Make a lot of fun.
Yeah, I definitely do enjoy this conversation, and it's good to talk. And again, I appreciate, because I do kind of give people a hard time sometimes, but I think you're a very well-meaning person, and I appreciate your patience and everything, because it was a very good conversation.
For sure, and it's a very, very big learning for me also to improve my English. Because we repeat it soon.
Well, do me a favor, because I have a very good friend who's a Muslim as well, and we do very in-depth conversations about politics and history and technology and DM me when you get a chance, and I'll send you. So in about 18 hours from now or something, 16 hours, something like that, he's going to be doing.
Maybe I will be around, and
he's going to be doing a show. Yeah, he's going to be doing a big show. I don't know what the time frame is there, but tomorrow night. So I don't know how many hours, but it's a very long show. So you have about like a 6-hour window to come and hang out. And I think you should definitely, if you can, come by, because you and him would have a very good conversation, and I'll join as well.
Yeah, I would appreciate it.
And we do it on YouTube, so I'll send you the details. But yeah, I appreciate your time, and it's nice to talk today. And Yasin, right? Yasin, right? Yeah.
Yeah. That's the right pronunciation.
Yeah, and I'm Jack, so I'll send you the stuff. But I appreciate you. Nice to meet you.
For sure. It was nice to meet you, and hear you soon.
Yeah.
Go to freaking bed, dog.
Go to freaking bed. No, come on.
Go to freaking bed, dude.
It's 4:00 a.m. for me right now.
Dude,
it's almost 6. It's 5:40.
Dude, lock in.
Yo, Owen, get up here, dude.
God, am I mogging right now?
I got milk.
I'm so proud of you.
Yo, Griffin mogs, guys. You'll see Griffin's build, bro.
Yo, can we get Tanner on the big screen? I want to see what this guy looks like.
Is that Griffin?
Dude, if you put me on the big screen, bro, I will find where you live.
Yo, it's okay, we already saw it. Might as well just keep it on. What you got on you, Tanner?
Owen, you're gonna do great on that shit, man. I love you, Owen. You're gonna do fucking amazing on that shit.
Yo, Tanner. What you got on you? What? What you got on you?
I got that 9, brother. I'm carrying that 9 with me at all times.
What's the left one? What is that? Oh, the cart. What is it?
Sativa. I don't know what the brand is. It's not.
Boom, boom.
I gotta look back up.
Ass.
2 hours.
Num num num.
Ass.
You got like mad quiet in here, like hello?
I know, dude, because freaking Solid Snake left.
Ass.
Oh yeah. Griffin.
Yeah.
Oh wait, do y'all want to see my pageant crown?
Yes. Oh my god.
Of course, Quinn.
If I can get it.
Yes, please.
Oh.
Yo, Griffin, you locked in right now?
Okay, here it is.
Griffin, lock in.
Oh.
Griffin, that's your ball.
Oh shoot! Oh shoot!
Griffin,
There it is.
No.
It's like rose
It's like
gold.
what?
That's your ball, right?
Anyway.
Were you saying what pageant?
Okay, so were you in pageants?
Yeah.
Did you do
I
pageant?
didn't. Yeah, I do pageants.
She's the only child. Of course, she's in
How
that.
do you get into that? You should bring it to us. Just tell us about your life.
Yeah, how do you do
Well, I did it last year for my school, and I got third runner-up. And then this year, I ran the pageant. Like, I was in charge of it, and I performed as a guest.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
Aura.
That's pretty
Let me see if I have a picture.
Oh yeah.
That's pretty cool.
Like this was the pageant last night on my story.
Okay, what?
Oh, holy
what
shit.
was the pageant called?
How do you win pageants?
Basically, like there's an interview portion that's like 30%. Your talent portion is 20%. Your formal wear is 20%. And then how much is that? That's
You can only win if you're safe.
Did y'all not have portraits, like photo portraits at y'all's pageant?
Yeah, we do that like months
Yo, Abby, what does your bio mean?
My bio?
Yes, your bio.
Don't worry about it.
Now I'm curious.
It's none of y'all's business. Don't worry about it.
Same old ending. Nobody knows.
Bio.
Are you killing yourself at 11 p.m., Abby?
Why are you worried about my bio?
You got it, bro.
Abby, are you killing yourself at that time?
What?
Oh,
Please don't.
Yo, Noah, chill. Noah, chill.
No.
Wait, so like what's the talent for like your pageant shows? Like
oh, my talent is dance.
okay.
I did a pageant.
I can't.
Bye, tease.
I did a pageant for a cop that passed away, and I won.
Oh, you won?
Mhm. I won, and that was my first ever pageant, and I won.
Yo,
and
Griffin.
That's really good.
What you doing, bro?
I feel like when you do school pageants, like mostly seniors win.
What are you doing, bro?
Griffin's tweaking out. He does not have 1 ounce of sleep.
Griffin, are you locked into?
Tanner, push up battle. You and me right now.
Yeah.
3. These efforts align with directives to prioritize a patriotic narrative leading to the removal of displays about Black soldiers, for instance. They want to influence policy with this. The foundation has targeted